And today we are jumping into some excerpts from a real classic of personal development, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. And this isn't just about money, is it? It feels like it's about something, well, much bigger, like building a successful mindset.
Absolutely. Our mission, really, is to pull apart the main principles Hill identified for cultivating that mindset. And these ideas, they're relevant no matter what goals you have.
Okay, so let's get right into it then. The absolute core idea seems to be whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. That's quite a statement.
It is a bold one.
Yeah.
And it puts the focus immediately on your own thinking. Hill's argument is that the mental part, the idea plus the belief, has to come before any, real-world result. Thoughts are the blueprint.
Right, the blueprint. Okay. And the first principle he really digs into is desire. But it's not just like wishing for something casual.
Ooh, definitely not.
Yeah.
For Hill, desire is the absolute starting point. But it needs to be super clear, a definite goal that you're constantly focused on. It's that intense drive, that keeps you moving.
He asks some pretty blunt questions too, doesn't he? To sort of test that desire, like how much do I really want this?
Yeah, and maybe even more importantly, what am I willing to give up for it? What's the price?
Oof. Yeah, those really make you think about your commitment level. Are you just saying it or do you mean it?
Exactly. It forces you to move past just, wanting it to actually figuring out how important it is and what you'll genuinely do to get there. It shifts you from passive wishing to, active commitment.
Okay, so building on that desire, the next thing is faith, this belief you can actually succeed. But he's careful to say it's not just hope. What's the difference there?
That distinction is really important. Hope is kind of passive, isn't it? Wishful thinking. Faith, the way Hill talks about it, it's active. It's this unwavering conviction. You're absolutely certain the goal isn't just possible, it's inevitable. It's already on its way.
Right, a certainty. And this leads him to recommend daily affirmations. What's the logic behind saying things like, I will succeed, I will achieve, over and over?
The idea is basically to program your subconscious intentionally. By feeding it these positive statements consistently, you're kind of rewriting the internal script. You're building up belief and pushing out doubt. Like planting seeds, you got to water them daily.
Which brings us nicely to the third principle, autosuggestion. Sounds a bit technical, maybe, but it's really just the how-to for that affirmation idea.
Precisely. Yeah, autosuggestion is the method. It's how you deliberately talk to your subconscious mind. Hill really stresses repeating your goals out loud, writing them down every single day.
So it's not magic or anything like that?
No, not at all. It's a focusing technique. It keeps your goals right there, front and center. It constantly reinforces the desire, the belief. And that focus helps your brain spot opportunities and, prompts you to act. Focus contention drives action.
And he gives that template something like, I will earn this amount by this date doing this specific thing, leaving blanks for you to fill in. Why is that personalization so key?
Oh, that's crucial. Because it makes the goal yours. It makes it concrete, tangible, not just some vague idea, but a specific target with a deadline and at least an initial idea of the path. That specificity really focuses your mind and your energy.
Okay, moving on. Specialized knowledge. Hill argues that just knowing a little bit about a lot of things, well, it isn't really enough for big success. Why is that?
Yeah, he really pushes the idea of deep expertise. General knowledge is fine, it's a base, but real breakthroughs, real value often comes from mastering something specific, a skill, an industry, a particular problem, like a general doctor versus a specialist surgeon.
And he really emphasizes actively getting that knowledge, right? Investing in learning, training, finding mentors.
Absolutely. It's not passive. Continuous learning in your chosen field is non-negotiable, according to him. Things change so fast, you have to keep learning, keep adapting, keep growing your skills.
Then principle 5, imagination. He calls it the workshop of the mind. I like that phrase. What's he getting at?
He sees it as the literal birthplace of, everything. Every invention, every achievement. Before it exists out here, it has to be built in your imagination first. It's about seeing the potential, visualizing the outcome, and then figuring out how to make that mental picture real.
So it's not just daydreaming, it's active. Using your imagination to solve problems, see possibilities.
Exactly. It's intentional. You use your creative side to picture the goal as already done, maybe even mentally walk through the steps. That kind of mental rehearsal can really boost your confidence and help you find solutions.
Okay, then organized planning. Because, a great vision needs a map to get there.
Precisely. A goal without a plan. Hill says that's just a wish. So you need detailed, actionable steps. But crucially, you also need to be ready to adjust the plan. Be flexible.
And he has that great bit of practical advice. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Start, then improve. That hits hard against procrastination, doesn't it?
Oh, totally. It's about taking action, learning by doing, not getting stuck trying to make everything perfect before you even begin. Analysis paralysis, right? Just start, then tweak it as you learn.
Principle 7 is decision. He'll notice that successful people tend to make decisions quickly. Why is that so important?
Well, he contrasts it with people who struggle, who often delay making choices. He felt that indecision, that back and forth, breeds fear and doubt. It kills momentum. Making a decision, even if it's not perfect, keeps things moving forward.
So trust yourself, make the call, and commit. Don't get trapped second-guessing everything.
Exactly. Build that confidence in your own judgment. Take action. You can always adjust later if you need to, based on what happens.
Number 8, persistence. This feels huge. Hill points out so many people quit right before they succeed.
It's absolutely fundamental, yeah. Persistence is often the deciding factor. The ability to keep going, to get knocked down and get back up, to push through obstacles. Hill says that's critical for any long-term achievement.
And he ties it back to desire again, right?
Yeah.
When your desire is strong enough, nothing will stop you. Powerful link.
It really is. That deep, clear desire is the fuel. It's what keeps the persistence engine running when things inevitably get tough or discouraging.
Okay, principle 9, the mastermind. Now, this isn't some weird cult thing, right? It's about collaboration.
No, not at all. A mastermind group, for Hill, is basically a team. 2 or more people working together, supporting each other, sharing ideas, all towards a common purpose. The idea is synergy the group achieves more than the individuals could alone.
And it really highlights the power of who you surround yourself with, your environment.
Totally. He stresses that. The people you spend time with, they influence your thinking, your beliefs, your standards. So choosing to be around people who are ambitious, positive, knowledgeable, supportive, but also challenging, that can really accelerate your own growth, right? Okay, finally, principle 10, the subconscious mind and the need to consciously feed it positive stuff. Why is this constant feeding so critical? What's key here is understanding that your subconscious, well, it just accepts what you give it repeatedly. Doesn't matter if it's good or bad input. So Hill says you have to be intentional. You need to actively fill it with positive thoughts, with faith, with gratitude, with that clear vision of what you want.
He uses that analogy, your thoughts are instructions, be intentional. That really puts the responsibility on us, doesn't it?
It really does. It drives home the point that your dominant thoughts create the pattern, the instructions that your subconscious then works to make real. So you better be deliberate about what those instructions are.
So if we try to wrap this all up, what's the big takeaway from digging into these ideas from Think and Grow Rich?
I think the core message is really that success, however you define it, it starts inside, in your thoughts. It's not just luck or outside circumstances. It's about deliberately building a powerful mindset based on belief, clear plans, and just sheer persistence.
And even though the title mentions rich, it's pretty clear these principles apply way beyond just making money.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Financial wealth might be one outcome, sure. But fundamentally, the book is a guide to mastering your own mind. These principles, they work for achieving growth in pretty much any area of life you care about: career, relationships, personal goals, finding purpose, you name it.
So a final thought for everyone listening. If you are looking for significant growth, maybe in your job, maybe personally, maybe finding more meaning, where, based on everything we've just talked about from Hill, where should you really start that journey?
It really has to start with your thinking, taking control of that internal world first.